All right, Lakers fans, let's just cut to the chase, shall we? Are we really going to sit here and pretend that watching the center position for the Los Angeles Lakers this past season wasn't an exercise in pure, unadulterated pain? Were you genuinely thrilled by the level of rim protection, the sheer vertical threat, the consistent finishing around the basket? Or, like me, were you left screaming at your screen, wondering how a team with championship aspirations could field a rotation that felt like it belonged in the G League? It's time to face the harsh reality, and more importantly, it's time to talk about the solution. Because the offseason is upon us, and the path forward for the Luka Doncic era is crystal clear. Let there be no ambiguity, no room for debate. The Los Angeles Lakers have one singular, overriding, non-negotiable priority heading into the 2025 offseason. Everything they do, every negotiation, every potential trade call, every strategic meeting, is centered around one fundamental goal: adding significant size and legitimate, game-changing lob threats. This isn't a luxury. It's an absolute necessity to truly kickstart the Luka Doncic era and build a team capable of competing for the ultimate prize. Think back to that pivotal moment mid-season. The trade that sent Anthony Davis packing wasn't just a roster move, it was a philosophical shift. It was the definitive closing of the book on this iteration of the Lakers being LeBron James' team. Though, and we'll circle back to this, LeBron's future remains a fascinating subplot, and a loud, undeniable declaration that the superstar of the future, the foundation upon which everything else will be built, is here. It's Luka. And when you make a splashy, franchise-altering move of that magnitude, you don't do it just to make the playoffs. You do it to contend for championships. You do it to maximize the unique talents of your new cornerstone. And maximizing Luka, a guard who operates with the ball in his hands, who probes defenses, who is a master passer and driver, requires specific pieces around him. It requires players who can finish the plays he creates, especially above the rim, and players who can protect the basket on the other end, allowing Luka and the other perimeter players to be more aggressive defensively. The Lakers' front office, if they are serious about building a winner around Luka, must be laser-focused on adding elite rim protection and reliable lob threats. Now, if you're thinking, okay, easy enough, just sign a big-name free agent center, I'm here to tell you, pump the brakes. While free agency is always a potential avenue, the reality of the 2025 market for impact centers, for guys who are true difference makers on both ends, is incredibly limited. The pool of available talent simply isn't deep enough to guarantee finding that perfect championship-level fit. You might find role players, depth pieces, but finding that anchor, that dynamic lob threat through free agency, it's a long shot. This is precisely why the trade market isn't just an option for the Lakers. It is unequivocally the most likely and most promising path to acquiring the kind of talent they desperately need at the center position. They have assets, they have a clear need, and they need to be aggressive. And when you look across the league, scanning for potential trade partners for teams that might be in a position to move a valuable big man, one situation stands out, and one player in particular feels like he was tailor-made to fit alongside Luka Doncic. We're talking about the Cleveland Cavaliers and their current starting center, Jarrett Allen. Let's be frank about the Cavaliers situation. They had a frustrating, disappointing flameout in the playoffs. Questions are swirling around the future of their core, the fit of their pieces, and whether a significant change is necessary to take the next step. After another early exit, it is entirely plausible, perhaps even probable, that the organization is willing to consider a shakeup. A move that could involve trading a valuable player to rebalance the roster or acquire assets. This potential willingness from Cleveland creates a massive opportunity for the Lakers to make a transformative upgrade at the center position. And let's be honest, Lakers fans, you don't need a detailed scouting report to convince yourselves that Jarrett Allen would be a monumental upgrade. You lived through the 2024-25 season watching the center rotation. Alex Len, Jackson Hayes, Trey, Jemison, with all due respect, that trio was, at times, painful to watch. Their collective struggles with rim protection, their inability to consistently finish lobs, their general lack of impact on either end of the floor. It was frustrating, wasn't it? It felt like watching a fundamental weakness being exploited night after night. You saw non-playoff teams actively trying to secure lottery picks, fielding center rotations that looked significantly more competent and impactful than what the Lakers put out there. And that, perhaps more than any other single factor, provides the clearest explanation for why the Lakers were so quickly and decisively bounced from the playoffs this year. You simply cannot compete at a championship level in today's NBA without a legitimate presence in the middle. Jarrett Allen is that legitimate presence. He's a former All-Star, a proven defender, an elite shot blocker, and one of the most effective roll men and lob finishers in the entire league. His synergy with a passer like Luka Doncic is almost too perfect to imagine. Picture this. Luka drives, collapses the defense, and instead of a contested layup or a kick out to a stationary shooter, he's throwing a perfect pass up near the rim for Jarrett Allen to slam home. That's not just 2 points. That's an energy play, a momentum shifter, and a constant threat that forces defenses to make difficult choices. On the defensive end, Allen provides the rim protection that has been sorely missing, deterring drives and cleaning up mistakes. From a practical standpoint, a trade for Allen makes sense for the Lakers. He's on a reasonable contract, which fits within the Lakers' cap structure, especially with the flexibility they'll have this offseason. And critically, the Lakers possess the necessary assets to make a compelling offer. Their future first-round pick is a valuable commodity that a team like Cleveland, potentially looking to rebuild or retool, would covet. For the Cavaliers, moving Allen isn't just about acquiring a pick. It's also about creating cap space and potentially clearing the path for Evan Mobley, their other talented young big man, to fully step into the role of the primary defensive anchor and offensive hub in the frontcourt. While Mobley is incredibly talented, having both him and Allen can sometimes lead to spacing issues. Trading Allen allows Mobley to be the guy in the paint and gives Cleveland the flexibility to address other needs on their roster, perhaps adding more scoring or playmaking on the perimeter. It's a move that could benefit both sides, though the Lakers would undoubtedly be getting the player who directly addresses their most critical need. Now, while Jarrett Allen is the dream target, the absolute ideal fit, let's be realistic. The Lakers will likely need to add at least 2 notable names to the center position this offseason if they truly want to build a deep playoff contender. Allen could be the impact starter they build around, but they'll need depth, different looks, and potentially another veteran presence who can provide reliable minutes. Relying on a single acquisition at such a crucial position would be risky. And let's not ignore the elephant in the room, the lingering question mark that is LeBron James' future. Will he opt in? Will he opt out and sign elsewhere? His decision, whenever it comes, will obviously shape the team's immediate future and roster construction. However, regardless of where LeBron plays next season, the long-term fate of the Los Angeles Lakers, the success or failure of this new era, rests squarely on the shoulders of Luka Doncic. We saw flashes of his brilliance after the trade, moments where you saw the potential of him leading this franchise. But let's be honest, and I think even Luka himself would agree, he wasn't consistently at his best down the stretch of this past season. He clearly wasn't in peak physical condition, and he seemed at times overwhelmed, perhaps even shell-shocked by the sudden transition, the pressure of being the guy from day one in the bright lights of Los Angeles. That's understandable for a player thrust into a new situation midseason, but the expectations are immense. This offseason is absolutely critical for Luka. He needs to dedicate himself to coming back in incredible shape, ready to embrace the leadership role and take that expected leap forward in his development. He has the talent to be an MVP candidate, a true superstar. And if Los Angeles can successfully execute their plan, if they can bring in an impact starter at center, a player who perfectly complements Luka, like Jarrett Allen, who provides that defensive anchor and vertical lob threat, and Luka puts in the work and takes that anticipated step forward. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there is genuinely no limit to what this group might accomplish next season. The potential for a championship run is real, the ceiling is sky high, but it all hinges on addressing that gaping hole in the middle of the roster. It all starts with identifying, targeting, and hopefully acquiring a player of Jarrett Allen's caliber. So, what's your take? Do you agree that Jarrett Allen is the perfect target for the Lakers? Who else should they be pursuing to shore up that center position? Let us know your thoughts, your opinions, your frustrations, and your hopes in the comment section below. We want to hear from you. And hey, if you enjoyed this breakdown, if you're hungry for more in-depth analysis and exclusive insights into the Lakers' crucial offseason, do us a favor. Smash that like button and drop a comment. Your likes and comments help us bring you more of the content you crave. Let's keep the conversation going. Like and comment, and we'll catch you next time right here on Lakers.